Welcome back to the Lintorious Podcast. Thank you for listening and following and doing all the great things that you do, like downloading and subscribing and all that good stuff. Look at me. I'm private property. Anyhow, I'm sitting here waiting for my neighbor to come back with some gas because I allowed my car to run out of gas. Okay? Again, I don't want to hear a peep from any of you. The birds are already judging me with all the chirping they're doing from me sitting here waiting for my neighbor to come bring me some gas. But on a good note, I saw Dave Chappelle yesterday because he did a drop-in set at the comedy club I was working at, and I almost fainted. Like I promised you, when he walked by me to get on stage, he breathed on me. And now I think I'm going to get Dave Chappelle success. But speaking of success, great transition. I talked to my friend Johnny Lee this week on the podcast. He is the definition of success. He has clear vision, clear goals. He's ambitious. He has the success mentality. He's also Cambodian. He's a good friend of mine, and he was one of the producers for my Cambodian Renegade 1 hour special. So thank you so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you learn a thing or two about creating the success mindset, and I really enjoy spending time with y'all. Bye. Episode 7. Yay! Welcome back. It's Sunday. What are y'all all doing on this Sunday? Are you at church? Are you just laying around? Is it an easy Sunday? Is it a work Sunday? What's happening?
You gardening?
Are you gardening? Do people garden?
They do.
Do you pay people to garden? Are you just laying in bed? Are you having a lot of sex? What is it?
Sure. Some morning sex.
I love morning sex.
Delight.
Are you a morning sex person?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
Afternoon delight.
Afternoon delight. Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, there's a whole song about it.
There is?
Gonna find my baby, gonna hold her tight, gonna grab some afternoon.
Is that what that song is about?
Yeah, it's about banging.
Oh my God, I didn't even know.
Banging in the afternoon.
Banging in the afternoon. Who has time for that, though? But I guess when you work from home, you can do it.
And on a Sunday.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And that's what day it is now.
I remember those days being young and just that's all we're doing today is just eat, drink, have sex, watch TV. That's all we do.
Yeah. Oh, I did most of those things.
You still do those?
Wasn't a lot of sex.
Wasn't?
No.
Oh.
I tried.
I
tried.
Do you just stop having sex after marriage? Not stop, but is it lessen after marriage?
Yes.
It does?
Yeah.
Just because you've known each other for so long, you're in love, it's,
Yeah.
What do you and Karina do on a Sunday?
Well, during football season, I'm watching football.
Mm-hmm.
From like 10 a.m. to like 2-ish.
Okay. And what does she do? Chill?
Nothing.
Yeah, she
Sometimes
just
she'll watch. Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah, she's really good at doing nothing, being a potato. Just mellowing out.
She's such a peaceful person, though.
She is.
She's not hyped. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, that's our fascinating weekend.
There it is.
Yep, that's why people tune in.
What do we do on Sunday? Ethan wakes up before me.
Yeah.
And then he'll play games and watch TV until he's hungry. Then he says, Mom, can I have breakfast? Mm-hmm. Then I'm always like, isn't there yogurt or fruit in the fridge? Or can you put a cereal? No, can you put what do you call those things? Waffles in the toaster?
Sure.
He's actually pretty self-sufficient.
Good.
He can do it.
Good.
He can make himself his own little toaster waffle, and he just can't cook, right? So he won't make eggs and bacon and stuff like that. But everything else he'll survive. Like if something happened to me, he will survive. Yeah. I mean, until someone finds him is what I'm saying.
But
he knows how to.
Time.
Yeah. He won't just sit there.
No.
So that's all we do on Sunday. And then if I don't have a show, I just sit here and do some work maybe.
Stare at the wall.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he and I, we chill. We don't have any outside influences. And that's one of the best things about being a single parent is there's no outside influences.
Right.
No one telling me I need to clean or fold laundry or anything. I just do whatever the hell I want. when
Not
I want to
bad.
do it.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah, and Ethan's too young to know.
Right.
So,
So he goes along with it.
and then when he's old enough to say something about it, I can tell him to do it.
Yes.
Because why are you
Exactly.
complaining? Just do it.
Exactly.
How old do you think you can tell a kid, I told you so? Or like if he falls off the couch and you're like, well, I tried to warn you and you
Now.
didn't listen.
Yeah.
But I meant how old? Like 4 or 5?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'd say 4.
4?
Yeah.
They can kind of comprehend.
I would think at that point you can start instilling like cause and effect. You did the thing I told you not to do.
Right.
Now your head is hurting.
Consequences.
Consequences. Yes.
Right.
You acted like a fool.
Right.
You now are hurting. I would check to make sure there's no like blood
Right.
or any like before I have that conversation. But if there's no blood, there's no real damage done.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
I'd break it down.
I had to have a conversation with him about responsibility.
Oh yeah.
And it was like, and just little things like I was like, if you have to be responsible to finish your schoolwork and your homework if you want the privilege of using the phone
Yes.
and TV.
That's good. That's
And
good.
however much he can comprehend, at least he knows if I do homework, I'll get to use my phone.
Right.
At least he knows that
Yeah.
part, Like, because I mean, look, I'm cool. And I always tell him I'm easy until I'm not.
Right.
So
Yep.
if you want me to keep being cool and easy, just be responsible.
Seems reasonable to me.
7-year-old.
Yeah. Get it together.
But what are we talking about this episode? Let's see. Oh, we have Johnny Lee on the podcast. Johnny.
Now tell us about Johnny.
Johnny Lee. He is so crazy. I've always described him as a good crazy. Like he is so confident in what he wants. Even if he's not, he probably acts confident. But the thing with him is that he's so loyal and trustworthy. He is such a trustworthy gentleman that people want to do business with him because if you just meet him, his vibe is very no bullshit.
And you said he's a successful business person, right? So what does that mean? What does he do?
What does he do? Well, I've known him since we worked in marketing together. And before that, I say in the podcast that he was in the streets. So he did a lot of street business that we did not get into because of time.
Selling street meat and things.
Yeah, street stuff.
Yeah.
And then we did marketing together, and now he has different investments that he doesn't always talk about because that's his business. But he also sells insurance, life insurance.
Okay. All right.
And he also invests in, he has Four Meadows Media, which is his new media company, and he wants to get into show business.
Nice.
So he's doing that, and that he's been supportive of me and my comedy and everything. He's a real good friend, so I look forward to being on his yacht one day.
There you go. Yeah.
But tune in. Thank you. Oh, thank you for tuning. You're already tuning in, but
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in. Johnny has a lot of success tips for you. Let us know what you think about the episode. Bye.
Bye.
See you next Sunday. Oh.
There it is.
Hi, Johnny.
Hey.
Welcome, Johnny. Hi. Johnny's all the way in the East Coast. He's in New Jersey. Hi.
That's right.
Let me talk about let me talk about you for a second. So Johnny, what I'm really excited to have him on the podcast because first of all, he's Cambodian. Second of all, he's very successful, at least to me. Oh, to me, he's super successful. And, I'm just so proud to know you. And he's also a good friend. He has your back. Johnny comes from the streets. He's loyal. I remember when I first met him, our mutual friend's son was totally raving about you. About like, oh, you're going to meet Johnny Lee. He's also Cambodian. He's successful. He has a good mindset. And when I first met him, Johnny Lee has grown a lot as a person because when I first met him in our 20s, 20 years ago, we were at a restaurant and he's one of those, he was so high maintenance that day. And I come from a restaurant background. So I said something like, oh, I don't want to bother the server. And Johnny said, that's his job.
Lynn, you are totally, see, you're airing out all my bad laundry. And at that time, I didn't even know to not be like that.
So, but my point to that, I love telling that story because after that, you just chose to grow as a person and that's what you did. So I want to talk to you a lot. I want to talk to you about your mindset and how you got to where you are. And I know you don't think that you're as successful as you want to be yet. I know. But I want people on the podcast to understand how you even got to this point, you know,
Mhm.
from your past. Like you used to be in the streets, you used to get in a lot of trouble and everything, and now you're a businessman. I mean, you
Everybody
were also a businessman then, but
everybody got in a lot of trouble, right?
so tell me, first of all, let's start here. Your big goal is to buy the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
Okay.
I
So
don't think
why?
that's ever been said on like a
Oh
podcast.
no. Well, here we are.
Like 6 people that know that, but yes, that's
Okay.
one of them.
Right. And I have no doubt that that's what you're going to do. So tell us
Thank you.
like why, first of all, why the Buffalo Bills?
I mean, when I was growing up, they were really good, so I'm a big person on, like, not falling on the bandwagon, but I think I probably did back then because they were really good.
Uh-huh.
So I became this is during I'm probably gonna date myself now, but it's during the, Jim Kelly days, Andre Reed days,
Okay.
um, Thurman Thomas days, and I became a really big Andre Reed fan, and I love the Bills, even though
Uh-huh.
I didn't grow up in that area, but they were the winning team, and but they kept losing though. They always went to the Super Bowl and always lost. But ever since
Uh-huh.
was just never really someone to like give up on something or a team or a person that I was with. So I've always been a fan all these years. And,
Mhm.
and getting into business, it's like, you want to buy things, you want to own things. And so when I was younger, I was like, I'm going to buy the Buffalo Bills. And I just stuck with that ever since.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, two questions. One, how do you make decisions on what to invest into? What is your thought process?
Now or before?
Now.
Now, I
Uh-huh.
think everything that I think about now, I think about, is this going to be something that is going to be relevant in the future,
Mm.
right? Well, there's different types of investments. So, I mean, if we're talking about like a business, a startup business or something, or
Mhm.
versus like just maybe a stock, right? Or
Mm. Mhm.
stock, maybe a crypto, maybe you're investing in real estate, it would be different than if you're starting up some or investing into some type of business.
Mhm.
But if it's investing into a business, I'm looking to see, is this like kind of an old business? Is this going to be able to be taken over by some form of tech in the future? Is this going to be obsolete in the future? Because anything that's not in the future, going to the future, or going to be of the future, I
Mhm.
probably don't want to be involved in it unless it's like something really quick.
Mm.
Here, you do this, be a quick part of it, and then you can get out. But
Mm.
long term, no. And then I'm always looking for a value proposition. So,
Mhm.
am I able to get a good value in it? Do I see the vision in it? Does it make sense to me? Because a lot of things can make sense, but it might not make sense to you. You know,
Mm.
you might not
Mhm.
understand it. So it has to be something that makes sense to me. And
Mhm.
is the time that I'm going to invest, not the money,
Mhm.
time that I'm going to need to invest into this be worth the return?
Mhm.
So some things you don't have to invest much, and some things you have to invest a lot. So these are
Mhm.
some things that I look at, you know.
Okay.
But there's different types of investments.
Mhm.
The main thing that I'm really investing into is mainly the people.
Right.
Is
So
the main thing.
what qualities do you look for in people that you want to work with?
Um, Number one, are they honest?
Mm.
Right? Are they honest? And you can tell if they're people that genuinely want to do that thing, or they're just in it because they're excited and it's a money grab. And you can just tell, so,
Mhm.
so I'm looking for people that really are invested into whatever it is that they're doing.
Mhm.
If they're genuine. And then there's just certain people, I don't know how to explain it, but I typically want to meet and talk to the people, because when
Mm.
I'm and I'm talking to the people and I'm asking them questions and just talking about regular stuff, I'm really paying attention to how they go about things, how they view things, how they view people, time, money,
Mm-hmm.
effort, like all of these things. So I'm coming together. Is this somebody that I can play long term with?
Mm.
Is this
Mm-hmm.
somebody that is very knowledgeable in their space, but they're not overly greedy?
Mm.
Meaning, like everybody wants to make money, but if the person is overly greedy, it's hard for them to work with other people because they're selfish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So these are all non-tangible things that I'm looking at,
Right.
not just
So,
the yeah.
sorry. Is it more intuition based then, or is there certain traits that kind of clearly show you, oh, this person's going to be difficult to work with, or is it just intuition, how you feel about
Well,
them when you're around them?
I would say it's based on my intuition, but I think
Mm-hmm.
my intuition comes from a lot of actual experience.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Yeah.
experiencing people going through bad deals, going through dealing with dishonest people, going through losing money, going through
Mm.
time, going through, and then you start to see the traits of the people. It's very
Mm.
similar, the characteristics. So if you
Right.
go down a path all the time, the same thing, then you start realizing like, hey, this is the same character. These are the same red flags of the last
Mm.
thing that went bad. They have the same characteristics. It gives you caution.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
besides they seem selfish and greedy, what is another red flag that you look for or that
bad
you notice?
bad communicators,
Mm.
um, people that can't take responsibility
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
when they're wrong,
Mm-hmm.
people that can't take responsibility when things go wrong from something
Mm-hmm.
they did. It shows that they have a problem with they have an ego problem. They have
Mm-hmm.
a problem with um, accepting fault. They have a problem with they're gonna have a learning problem in
Mm-hmm.
the future. They're gonna have I'm not saying they're gonna, but there's a good shot that
Yeah.
they're gonna have a learning problem if
Right.
they learn something more or new from where they're already at. They're
Right.
gonna there's a good shot that they're gonna have a communication problem with you,
Mhm. Mhm.
and it's also hard for them to work with others.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be good.
When you work with someone, right? Let's say it's a partner. Can you let's say they're a partner, they're good at business and they're responsible with you, etc., and you guys are making good money and there's good progress. But in their personal life, let's say they abuse their wife or something. Let's just say, do you separate that or do you take their personal life into consideration?
I don't overly want to judge somebody for what it is,
Mhm.
what they're going through, right?
Yeah.
If there's blatant big issues in their private life, then somehow, some way, it's gonna bleed into their business life, their personal life. There's something there, you know.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I think that if you definitely knew that there was some issues there, whether it's they're beating their wife or whether they have like major drug issues or major addiction issues or major gambling,
Mm.
something like
Yeah.
that, you
Mhm.
know, always look past it. But somehow, some way, these what people do, it's who they are. So
Mhm.
they got some things to work through there, and then that might bleed into, or there's a good possibility it'll bleed into the other business. So,
Mhm.
I mean, if you don't,
Okay.
yeah,
So you're saying like eventually you'll find out. Eventually you know, it's gonna happen, and eventually it's gonna show up in your business relationship also, and then you can decide whether you want to keep moving or part ways. Is what you're
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah. So when you said you were talking about earlier that you make investments and then you lose money sometimes, and sometimes things don't work out. What is your mindset with that? How do you keep going? And what is
Well,
the process? Like, do you beat yourself up? Do you,
yeah.
you know?
I go into all my business dealings as I make my own decisions.
Mm.
So, though I might ask for advice, I might ask. somebody who knows a little bit better in that field, that industry, or something like that for their
Mhm.
thoughts, the final decision is always with me.
Mhm.
So I never do something because someone said so.
Mm.
And then I never not do something because someone said not to.
Right.
So what happens is, because I operate this way, I never really feel that bad because
Mhm.
I took responsibility. Like, I'm ready to lose on it.
Mm.
Because I feel like if you want, everybody goes into business because they want to succeed at that thing, right?
Right.
Let's
Mhm.
just talk about money. The simple, easy thing to talk about with business is that people generally go into business to make some money.
Yeah.
So if you're willing to take the good end of the profits, you have
Mhm.
to equally be willing to take the bad end of the losses. That's the risk that you take for the reward that you want. But most
Mhm.
people only want the reward, no risk.
Mhm.
So they're going into a situation where they're probably gonna get messed up. So I want the reward, but I'm also willing to take the risk, time, money, effort, all those things, heartbreak. And so when things go wrong, I generally don't. You don't feel good. Nobody feels good. So I'd be
Right.
lying if I said I don't care. I mean, you care, but not enough to beat myself up. I care enough to see what went wrong, how can I do better, and then in the reality, if it's a people thing, like something went wrong because the partner or the person uh,
Mhm.
did you wrong, stole money, or you believe something that wasn't fully true.
Mhm.
It, to me, it's when it's dealing with dishonesty, then
Mhm.
I look at it as I bought out and I dodged a bullet.
Mm.
Like, if I lost X amount of dollars, whatever that X amount is, right?
Mhm.
Let's call it whatever, $25,000, $50,000, right?
Mhm.
Which is, it's a lot of money, or it could be
Right.
drop in the bucket for some people. But imagine if that business turned into $5 million,
Mhm.
right? So you losing with that partner is really your blessing,
Mhm.
because God forbid anything, even if it was 5,000, right?
Right. Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
paying $5,000 to reveal who shouldn't be in your life.
Mhm.
You know?
Right.
So to
Right. Right.
me, with people, I look at it like that, and that's my way of justifying that, this wasn't meant to be.
Mm.
And I'm not gonna dwell on the money because that's already gone. It's not like how am I gonna get it back, you know?
Yeah. So how
Yeah.
much do you think is with success? How much do you how what's the percentage of meant to be and the percentage of hard work? Or is it 50-50? Or what do you think? Do you think some people just meant to be billionaires or can you work towards it?
I definitely think you need to work towards it. I mean,
Mhm.
there's God-given gifts. There's
Mhm.
definitely, you can be gifted with the gift of gab. You can have a personality. You can
Mhm.
intellectually, you can be smarter, that you can, you just pick things up more, but you really got to work on it, because no matter what you're gifted with, you could be
Mhm.
gifted athletically, you could be really smart, you could have a great personality, you could have great ideas, you could be blessed to be a trust fund person,
Mhm.
you could just get lucky a couple times,
Yeah.
but you have to work on it, because there's so many dynamics to it where you got okay, so if you have the idea, but then you got to build that idea, you need to know how to turn that into a business.
Mhm.
There's a marketing aspect to it, there's a management aspect to it, there's an accounting aspect to it. Do you
Mhm.
need to raise money? Partners, people that you work with, managing the money afterwards, products, product development, tech, uh,
Mm.
social media, um, all these different things, rights, law. How do you how are you blessed with all of that?
Mhm.
You have to work towards understanding. You can be good at what you do,
Mhm.
but you have to have enough awareness to understand that, hey, I'm not good at these things. How do I search for these answers? How do I meet and connect with the people with those answers?
Mhm.
How do I find these people? How do I be someone that they want to work with? Like,
Mhm.
there's a lot of dynamics and layers under this onion in order for that thing to go.
Right.
Depends on how big you want to go. I mean, you have a hot dog stand and you're okay with selling enough and you found a nice little area that you can sell enough to pay your bills and a little extra, then that's
Right.
cool. You don't have to worry about all these other things that I'm talking about. But if you want to go big, then there's a lot of areas that you're probably not that gifted in.
Yeah.
And
That's where the
so
team comes in.
yeah, so you can say, um, you know, you have to work towards it, or you could just be gifted, or what was the word that you were saying?
Meant to be.
Meant to be.
It's like your destiny. Yeah, yeah.
I think it's already meant to be. Like we're already here, so you're already meant to do something. You might not have realized it, and then
hmm
the hard work is in realizing it, or the hard work is in whatever it is that you need to do. So I
hmm
think most of it is putting in the work. Most of it.
Right. What is your take about being in a relationship while you're building success? Is that a yay or a nay?
It used to be an A. Used to be an A. Now it's you laugh, Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
used to be an A. Now it's becoming more and more of a yay. And I think it's individualistic.
Yeah.
Because some people they like being alone. They probably operate better being alone.
hmm
I'm still trying to figure that out. I've always said that I operate better alone, but maybe
mm
you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that yay or nay, I think
Mm.
what's important is you need to be with the right person.
Yes.
And that's where a lot of people get in trouble
Yeah.
because we're with the wrong people for the wrong reasons.
Right. Right. Because
Trying
we're bored or yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
trying to convince ourselves and everybody else on why that's supposed to be
hmm
instead of just letting it be. And all of that's a very deep conversation that
Right.
we can talk on that for hours.
Right. 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 So
And
you're open to it. You're open to it.
I'm open to it. I'm
You're
open
just
to it.
not. You're just not like actively pursuing it, but you're open to it if
I don't
it
know
just
if
so
the only
happens.
I think the only thing I actively pursue is business.
Yeah.
You know?
Seriously.
I don't
Yeah.
know if there's anything I actively pursue.
Yeah.
So, and I really say that. I mean, I think that if you're doing your thing, then
hmm
all those things will come to you, right?
Yeah.
So if
I agree.
you're like overly chasing a girl or a guy or whatever, I don't know. It's not really my style.
Right.
Yeah, it's not really.
Johnny's like they come to me.
No, no, it's not. It's not my style. It's like I don't know. Like if you're
yeah.
overly chasing someone or anything, right? It's almost like it's too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
to me, I don't think that's attractive, right?
Right.
If
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was a girl looking at me, if I was like super chasing this girl, dogging this girl every minute, blowing up her phone, blowing up her texts, and calling her, giving her grief on why she won't respond to me. It's kind of wow, this guy really gets no play. Like this guy really
yeah.
needs a dick. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
when somebody is doing their thing and they're good with or without you already, then now it's like okay, so there's a little more attraction there. There's a little more mystery there. There's a little everybody wants something that they can't get,
Hmm.
and everybody wants something that is that isn't like you feel like it doesn't like you're not needed, right? Like if I
Mm.
feel like I'm needed, then it changes the way I view
Mm.
self, right?
hmm hmm
But if it's not needed, then it's just kind of like now maybe it's like okay, I don't know. It changes the dynamic.
I thought men like feeling needed.
I think all people would like to know that the things that they do are appreciated. I don't know if
hmm
needed is the right word. If
Mm.
the men that feel like they want to be needed, I think that's really because they're insecure.
Mm.
Because
So you want to be appreciated. That's a
they
good one.
want to be appreciated.
Acknowledged. Yeah.
Yeah, and because if you're winning in a lot of places in your life,
Yeah.
you don't need to be making someone else praise you for your win. You know what I mean? It's like I
Right,
think that
right.
there's a lack of some win somewhere.
Mm.
So again, we can go on these topics.
I want to spend the next couple minutes asking you fun questions. So I'm going to ask you would you rather questions, and you're going to pick one or the other, okay?
Oh boy.
You can't think, and it's not long answers. You're just going to say one or the other.
Okay, you're gonna give me the answers already.
No, yeah. I'm going to say this or that, and you'll pick one or the other.
Can I pick
Okay,
neither?
be fun shit. Because I know Johnny was all serious right now, but he's super fun. Johnny parties. He's fun and
I am
funny.
fun.
He's hilarious.
I would say that I'm fun. Yeah.
He's hilarious. Like if I was on a yacht partying, I'd want Johnny to be on the yacht. You know what I'm saying? Because he'd pay for everything, but also.
No, I hope the guy that has the yacht would be paying for everything.
I hope it's your yacht. I'm waiting to get on your yacht.
I am the plus one. I'm the plus one. You're like, whose plus one is this?
Somebody's plus one. All right, ready?
This guy's already drinking all the champagne. Go ahead.
Are you ready? We're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go.
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj?
Cardi B or Nicki Minaj? Oh boy. In what way?
Jesus.
They're both artists. They're doing business. Do I prefer their music?
Overall. Overall.
Prettier?
Overall? Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know. Cardi B.
Cardi B. Okay, rice or noodles?
Rice.
Rice?
Noodles, though.
A yacht or a private plane?
Private plane.
A mansion or a castle?
I probably would like to have a mansion, but a castle for probably
one or the other. Mansion. Kids or no kids?
Right now, no kids.
No kids. Asian girl or white girl?
White girl.
White girl. Eminem or Jay-Z?
Jay-Z. Sorry, Lin.
Paris or Hawaii?
Hawaii.
Italy or Thailand?
Thailand.
Wow, I love you. Maserati or Lamborghini?
Lamborghini.
Wow, really? Wow.
Some of these things. I mean, I could elaborate major.
Love it. I love it. Lamborghini.
On these topics, but
okay. I know we can't elaborate right now. Okay, we're almost done. Let's see.
Those ones.
Hanging out with mom or hanging out with dad?
Hanging out with dad.
Hanging out with dad. You only have one sibling. Marriage or just commitment for life?
Commitment for life.
Commitment for life? Okay. R&B music or rock?
R&B.
R&B? 90s hip hop or today hip hop?
90s hip hop. I already knew that one.
You're like, fuck whatever's going on in this music right now. I don't know what is happening.
I like today's music too, but I like the 90s music better.
Okay. What is the first thing you're gonna do when you make $1 billion? First thing besides buy the Buffalo Bills.
First thing, like when it hits that number,
Mm-hmm.
I would hope to do the same, like whatever I was doing right before that, like nothing.
Nice.
Like the same.
Nice. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast and spending your time. I know you're busy. I know you're super busy, but thank you so much for taking time for me.
Lynn, you're
I'm trying to win. It's not even working.
What is that now? I'm going to get you a new now. I love it.
Johnny's like, what the fuck is this production? Oh, also, okay. If you watch the YouTube, you see at the end, the associate producer, it says Four Metals Media. That's Johnny Lee's actually the CEO. He's the founder of that. So thank you so much for.
Lynn, you are the best.
Thank you.
You are the best. I hope I get to come back on your show here.
Yeah.
And, I'm going to.
For a longer.
Tune in.
We're going to come back on the show and dig deeper into more of the things that you said, because I know we're limited on time today, but And we're gonna do comedy shows together, all of it. Johnny's one of the only people I answer the phone for, so he forces me to talk on the phone.
Vice versa. Lin, thank you so much.
Thank you.
So much fun.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.